And been left red-faced by a Republican colleague. Indiana's Senate candidate Richard Mourdock, who Romney recently endorsed, told a live television audience that if a woman becomes pregnant during rape, it was something God intended.
This fall, I'm supporting Richard Mourdock for Senate. As state treasurer, Richard worked with Governor Daniels to balance the budget and make government more accountable. As senator, Richard will be the 51st vote to repeal and replace government-run health care. Richard will help stop the liberal Reid-Pelosi agenda. With so much at stake, I hope you'll join me in supporting Richard Mourdock for U.S. Senate.
I'm Richard Mourdock, and I approve this message.
Well, this, of course, follows on another Republican candidate, Todd Akin, saying that women's bodies shut down when they were raped so that they couldn't conceive. Well, joining me now is the journalist and observer of the US, Beth Gardner. I mean, what is it about these guys? Why do they keep on talking about rape in these very surprising ways?
Well, that's a very good question. I think what you're seeing here is the potential of the Tea Party wing of the Republican Party to disrupt what the party establishment in Washington and in Boston, Romney campaign headquarters, would like to see happen. This guy, Richard Mourdock, unseated a Republican moderate, very long-standing Senator, Richard Lugar, who, you know, one expects would have very easily sailed to re-election. He was seen as being too moderate. Mourdock targeted him successfully, and now this potentially is jeopardizing not only the Romney campaign, but the Republicans' ability to win that Senate seat, which should have been an easy win for them.
But is it actually a problem for Romney? Because while Romney is back the candidate, he's made it clear that's not his view. He seems to be moving more towards the centre ground on a whole range of issues in recent debates. Is it going to hold him back?
Well, you know, he will certainly try to back away from this, and his campaign is doing that already. I think you're going to see the Democrats and the Obama campaign all over it. As you know, this election is so close right now. The polling is so tight that anything that even has the ability to move the needle a little bit potentially could make the difference. And as you know as well, women are a big battleground.
But the suggestion is women, where Barack Obama had a very big lead, that's narrowing down, is it?
Yeah, he was in double digits, leading among women by double digits just a few weeks ago. Now it's down to single digits, and you'll see if you look at the polling that Romney's lead among men is now larger than Obama's lead among women. So if you do the math, that's obviously not good for the Democrats.
Although women are a bit more likely to vote, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. But Obama's going to really want to widen that lead, and I think part of the reason that Romney has been able to close it is that he's been very effectively over the last few weeks, starting with the first debate, moving to the center, particularly on some of these social issues. And the Democrats are going to try to use this comment by his ally in Indiana to, you know, remind women of what they might have been a little nervous about.
But on these issues affecting women and fertility, I mean, there is something really at stake, which is that presumably whoever wins might have an influence on rulings by the Supreme Court.
Not just might. I mean, I think it looks fairly clear, actually, that this election is going to have a big impact on the Supreme Court and very likely on that ruling. There's a lot of justices getting up there in years or unwell. I think it's quite likely that the next president is going to have at least one or two nominations to make. And unlike Obama's two nominees, who sort of kept the balance even because he replaced two liberals with liberals, we may see this time that there's an opening that has the potential to shift the swing. And Roe versus Wade is the decision that guarantees the right to legal abortion in the first trimester. And that very much at stake.
Really is at stake.
I think so, and certainly the Democrats are trying to make that claim, that point.
Beth Gardner, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
The Chief Constable of